May God bless you all. As we can see in the Word of God, Genesis 3:15, we're going to talk about the Anointed One, which means in Greek, the Christ, and in Hebrew, the Messiah. It was promised from Genesis 3:15. The Word of God says, "And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel." So from the beginning, God is promising that he was going to come, make himself flesh as the Anointed One, the promised Messiah, the Christ. More than 300 prophecies in the Bible talk about his coming, and we can see it in Isaiah 7:14. The Word of God says, "Therefore the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel," which translated means God with us. So as we can see throughout all the Old Testament was talked about a Messiah, because the Hebrew people spoke Hebrew and they only talked about Messiah. Now in the New Testament, when he finally became flesh and the Gentiles started talking about the Christ, that's the translation from Messiah to the Christ. And that promise was the promise that was given from Genesis 3:15, and all the people from Israel was waiting for that Anointed One, which is accomplished by him in the true King, perfect true King, high priest, and prophet. On that crucifixion and resurrection, those three anointings became one to become the Anointed One. The Anointed One being the Christ. And we can see it on John 4:25, how the people of Israel, the Hebrew people, were waiting for that Messiah. It says, John 4:25, "The woman said unto him, I know that Messiah cometh, which is called the Christ. When he is come, he will tell us all things." So as you can see, this book is written for that promised Messiah, that promised Christ that was to come, the promised Christ that came, and that promised Christ that is to come again. And that's what the lesson that we're showing you today. It's about the Christ, the Messiah. May God bless you, and Maranatha. Jesus the Christ is coming soon.